Happy Friday to the PSTA board. I am standing here in front of one of the 7 buses that you voted at your last board meeting to replace. This is a 2001 bus that will, within the next year, be no longer operating and polluting Pinellas County because we will be buying some brand new improved hybrid buses. Speaking of the hybrid buses, this week here at the PSTA maintenance department, we got some much needed training as our buses, our hybrid buses get repaired. It's important to have very technical training on the batteries and the equipment, the power structure of those hybrid electric buses. We're going to be talking about buses again at the Finance Committee this coming Wednesday at 9 o'clock. The Finance Committee asked for, and we're going to be presenting how the decisions we make down the road on the types of buses we buy affect our grant funding and our reserve funding that we have set aside for those. We're also going to be looking at approving some other contracts on the finance agenda, so it's a pretty busy agenda. Next Tuesday at 10:30 is our Personnel Committee, and you'll be seeing the Personnel Committee will be reviewing this, a brand new and improved evaluation form that the full PSTA board will be using next spring to evaluate me. And what it does, much more than the last evaluation form, it ties the evaluation directly to the Path Forward strategic plan goals that the agency has set out for itself. I want to thank Commissioners Darden Rice and Wengay Newton for their great leadership, as well as the Mayor of St. Petersburg and the St. Petersburg staff for a fantastic approval yesterday to go to the modern transit grid system in downtown St. Petersburg, replacing the buses ringing around Williams Park. That is coming in February of 2016 on Valentine's Day. It'll be a great gift for our many riders who will be able to access all of downtown St. Petersburg, many more destinations in St. Pete than they currently do. That's one of the many topics on the Planning Committee agenda, which is coming up this coming Wednesday at 10:30. We'll be talking about Williams Park. We'll be talking about something that hasn't gotten much discussion yet. PSTA's budget this year has $200,000 set aside for expanded transit services. And we have a recommendation for how to spend those funds and implement those changes also in February of 2016 by expanding service on Sundays, expanding service in the evening hours, and even on one route, our new Route 22, expanding service so that it ties to its destination time, the end time of Tyrone Square Mall. On the Planning Committee, we're also going to be talking about our transportation alternatives, where we now have deals with 2 cab companies plus the Uber transportation network to provide discounted trips in both the Eastlake neighborhood and in Pinellas Park. Finally, we've got the Legislative Committee meeting coming up on Tuesday at 9 o'clock, and they're also talking about buses. Our electric bus grant application, our low-no application to the federal government, that we feel very positive and are keeping our fingers crossed that we'll get approval for and purchase electric buses for a new proposed service in St. Petersburg. We're also going to be talking about our #1 legislative priority, our Central Avenue Bus Rapid Transit project, which we're excited about. And we're recommending that the board approve us moving into the federal grant process so we can make that project a reality. Last, if you're headed to St. Petersburg this weekend and you're going to the Rib Fest, you might want to take advantage of taking one of PSTA's routes that goes right to the park where the Rib Fest is held. We're going to be running those routes later so that you can get home from the Rib Fest after you've pigged out on ribs. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.